So hello class 8 students, welcome back everyone. So as we were discussing the chapter Force and Pressure of your NCERT class 8 science book. So today's topic will be a force can change the state of motion. So let's begin. A force can change the state of motion. Now what is state of motion? State of motion. State of motion can be described by speed and direction. Okay, direction of motion. State of motion can be described by speed and direction of motion of the object. So we'll find this out in the video. Okay, so just remember that state of motion can be described by speed and direction of motion of the object. Clear? So let us find out what happens when a force acts on an object. So there is an activity 11.3 given in your book. So here you have to take a ball, say a rubber ball you have to take, and you have to place the rubber ball over the surface of the table. Okay, tabletop, that means. Then you have to gently push the ball. Okay, you have to gently push the ball along the level surface. Now what will happen? The ball will begin to move, right? Initially, when you have kept the ball over the table surface, the ball is at rest. The ball was at rest, right? So as soon as you gently push the ball will begin to move. That means the ball will come to motion. Okay, because it begins to move. Okay, the ball will be under motion. So does the ball begin to move? Yes, the ball will begin to move. Push the ball again while it is still moving. So if the ball is still moving and you are again asked to push the moving ball, okay, what will happen? Is there any change in its speed? Yes, the speed will what? The speed will increase or decrease? The speed will increase. Okay, you can try it at your home also. If you try to push the moving ball which is kept over the table surface, what will happen? The speed of the ball will increase. Okay. Next, place your palm in front of the moving ball. What will happen? If as soon as the moving ball touches your palm, then the speed of the ball will reduce. Clear? Remove your palm as soon as the moving ball touches it. Does your palm apply a force on the ball? Yes. We are keeping or we are placing our palm on the other side of the moving ball, okay, where the ball is approaching. So what will happen at that time? As soon as the ball will touch your palm, the speed of the ball will reduce. The speed of the ball will decrease. Why? Because you are applying force from the other side, from the opposite side. So what happens to the speed of the ball now? Does it increase or decrease? The speed of the ball will decrease. Okay, decrease. What would happen if you let your palm hold the moving ball? If you hold the moving ball, okay, without lifting your palm, then the ball will ultimately come to rest. Okay, the ball will ultimately come to rest. The speed of the ball will be 0 at that time. Okay, clear? So figure 11.6, a ball at rest begins to move when a force is applied on it. When you have applied force on the ball which was at rest initially, then only the ball begin to move with your push. Clear? Okay. You might recall similar situations. For example, while taking a penalty kick in football, the player applies a force on the ball. Okay. Before being hit, the ball was at rest, so its speed was 0. So during a penalty kick, the ball is at rest. Okay, initially the ball is at rest. When the ball is placed on the field on the opposite side of the goal post, the ball is at rest. So as soon as the player hits or kicks the ball, that means he has to push, right? He has to apply a force on the ball. So the applied force will make the ball move towards the goal post. Okay, as soon as the ball is being hit by the football player, the ball will begin to move towards the goal post by the application of the force. Clear? So suppose the goal post or the goalkeeper dives or jumps up to save the goal. When the ball is approaching towards the goal post and the goalkeeper is there, the goalkeeper does what? He has to dive or he has to jump over the ball to save the goal, right? That means he will apply force on the opposite direction, towards the opposite direction. Okay, he has to apply force towards the opposite direction from where the ball is approaching. Okay, because he has to stop the ball or he has to deflect the ball to the other side so that he can save the goal. Okay, so by his action, by the action of the goalkeeper, he will try to apply a force on the moving ball. Okay, the force applied by him, the opposite force which is applying by the goalkeeper can save the goal. Either he can stop the ball or either he can deflect the ball. Okay, so if the goalkeeper succeeds in stopping the ball, its speed decreases to 0. So if the goalkeeper can save the goal by stopping the ball, the speed of the ball will ultimately come to 0. Clear? So these observations suggest that a force applied on an object may change its speed. Okay, as for example, in activity 11.3, what happened? Initially the ball is at rest, the ball was at rest. Okay, the rubber ball which you have kept over the table, okay, it was at rest. Similarly, in the case of penalty kick also, the ball which is placed on the ground is at rest. Initially, in the beginning, the ball is at rest. So as soon as we or any other person applies force on the ball will begin to move at that time, right? So from that time only, its speed will increase. Okay, there will be a change in its speed. Okay, similarly, suppose there is a moving ball which is given in activity 11.3 also. There is a moving ball which is moving towards the left hand side, suppose like this. There is a moving ball which is moving in the left hand side like this, and if you apply force to the ball also in the left hand side to which the ball is moving, okay, the ball is moving in the left direction, right, and you are also applying force in the left direction to which the ball is moving, what will happen? The ball will again begin to move fast. The speed of the ball will increase at that time, right? So there will be a change in the speed of the ball. So if the force applied on the object is in the direction of its motion, the speed of the object will also increase. That is only in this case. If the ball is moving in the left direction, and if we are applying force in the left direction only to which the ball is moving, then the speed of the ball will increase. Clear? If the force is applied in the direction opposite to the direction of motion, then it results in a decrease in the speed of the object. Take the example of the goalkeeper. The goal post is there like this. Suppose goal post is there and suppose there is a goalkeeper over there, okay, and the ball is approaching towards him. What he will do? He has to dive. He has to apply force in the opposite way. Opposite force he has to apply. Okay, he needs to save the goal. Okay, he has to stop the ball, right? So he has to apply force in the opposite direction so that he can save the ball or he can save the goal. Either he will stop the ball or either he will deflect the ball towards the other direction. So in doing so, the speed of the ball will ultimately reduce. Okay, clear? Okay, now you see in Bucho, what he is saying. Bucho, I have seen children competing with one another in moving a rubber tire or a ring by pushing it. You have seen this figure. Okay, generally in our childhood times we do this thing. Okay, we take a tire and try to move faster. Okay, try to move the tire faster using a stick, right? So what he's saying that I now understand why the speed of the tire increases whenever it is pushed. Okay, because the tire is already in motion, right? The tire is already in motion and we are applying force on the tire. We are applying the force on the tire to move it faster. So to move the tire faster, it has to be pushed repeatedly. Clear? Okay. Paheli is curious to know whether application of a force can only change the speed of an object. Can it only change the speed of an object or what? Let us find out. Again there is an activity. Activity 11.4. In this activity also you have to take a ball and you have to place it on a level surface as you did in activity 11.3. Again you have to place a ball over the table surface. Make the ball move by giving it a push. In the same way you have to push the ball gently. Okay, the ball will again begin to move, right? But now you have to place the ruler from your geometry box in its path as shown in figure 11.8. Okay. In figure 11.8b you see a ruler has been kept, right? A ruler has been kept in the opposite direction to which the ball is moving. What will happen? After striking the ruler, the ball will move towards the opposite direction, towards the other direction. Okay, so the direction of the motion of the ball after it strikes the ruler placed in its path. In figure B it is shown. The ball will change its direction. Okay, it will be deflected. The motion of the ball will, the direction of the ball will get deflected. So in doing so, you would apply a force on the moving ball, right? So when the ball is getting hit by the ruler, ultimately what happens? We are applying force on the moving ball, right? By using the ruler. So does the ball continue to move in the same direction after it strikes the ruler? No. It will change its direction, right? It will change its path. So repeat the activity and try to obstruct the moving ball by placing the ruler such that it makes different angles to its path. Either you can change the direction of the ball also, you can change the direction of the ruler also. Then you can get different angles by which the ball will change its path. Okay, so in each case you note your observations about the direction of motion of the ball after it strikes the ruler. You can perform this activity at your home. Okay, clear? Let us consider some more examples. Okay, there are some more examples of volleyball and in cricket. Okay, in a game of volleyball, what happens? The players often push the moving ball to their teammates to make a winning move, right? Sometimes the ball is returned to the other side of the court by pushing or smashing. It happens, right, in volleyball. And in cricket also, a batsman plays his or her shot by applying a force on the ball with the bat. So is there any change in the direction of motion of the ball in these cases? Yes, there is a change. There will be a change in the direction of motion of the ball. Either you take in volleyball or either you take in cricket. There will be a change in the direction of the motion of the ball. When the ball is, in case of a volleyball, when the ball is getting smashed, okay, when the ball is getting smashed, either it can go anywhere, right? It can go anywhere. It can go in different directions. Okay, and in you take the example of cricket also. When we hit the ball using our bat, okay, what will happen? The direction of the ball will change, the path of the ball will change, okay, by our shot. So in all these examples, the speed, not only direction of motion of the ball, there's also the speed also of the ball will also be changed. Either you take the case of volleyball or either you take the case of cricket. In cricket, when the bowler is bowling the ball, okay, when a bowler is bowling, the ball is approaching towards the batsman and the batsman hits the ball using his or her bat. Then the ball will go to a very high speed. Okay, the ball will move with a very high speed towards the boundary. Okay, that means the speed of the ball is increased in that case. Okay, and the direction of the ball is also changed in this case. Clear? So in all these examples, the speed and the direction of the moving ball change due to the application of force. Clear? Can you give a few more examples of this kind? Yes, lots of examples are there. Okay, lots and lots of examples are there from our daily life we can give. Therefore, a change, remember this now, a change in either the speed of an object or its direction of motion or both is described as a change in its state of motion. Clear? So if there is a change in the speed of the object, if there is a change in the speed of the object, or if there is a change in the direction of motion of the object, okay, or if there is a change in both of these, okay, if there is a change in speed and direction of motion of the object, then it is described to be as the change in its state of motion. In the beginning of the chapter only, in the beginning of the video only, I did told you, right, that the state of motion is described by the speed and direction of motion of the object. Okay, so if there is a change in the speed of the object, or if there is a change in the direction of motion of the object, or if both the speed and the direction of motion is changed, then it is described to be as the change in its state of motion. Thus, a force can bring, or a force may bring, a change in the state of motion of an object. Okay, clear? So, state of motion of an object is described by its speed and direction of motion. Okay, and the state of rest is considered to be the state of zero speed. So initially when the body is at rest, so what is the speed? What is the speed of the body then? Zero. Okay, the speed of the body will be what? Zero. Why? Because the body is at rest. So the speed of the body will be zero. Okay. So that is the state of rest. Okay. An object may be at rest or in motion. Both are its state of motion. Clear? Either the body can be or the object can be at rest or in motion, and both of these are the state of motion. Okay. So does it mean that the application of a force would always result in a change in the state of motion of the object? Let us find out. So a force can always bring a change in the state of motion of the object. We will find it out in this paragraph. It is common experience that many a time application of force does not result in a change in the state of motion. For example, yes, what is given here, you see, there is a heavy box. Okay, there is a heavy box, very heavy box, and if you are allowed to push the heavy box, and you cannot move it, you cannot change the motion. Okay, the heavy box is at rest. Okay, a heavy box may not move at all, even if you apply the maximum force that you can exert. If you can apply the maximum force of your body, okay, the heavy box may not move. Okay, the heavy box may not move. Again, no effect of force is observed when you try to push a wall. If you try to push the wall of your houses, and if you, with your maximum effort, with your maximum force of your body, will it move? No, it will not move. Okay, so a force cannot bring a change in the state of motion every time. Okay, not always. Clear? There is a force cannot always result in a change of state in the state of motion of the object. Okay? Okay, so that's all for today. We have finished this. In the next class, some other effects of force we'll discuss. So in this class, in this video, we have discussed some of the effects of force, like a force can move a stationary object. Yes, a force can bring a motion to the object from its rest. A force can stop a moving object, right, from the opposing forces. A force can change the speed of the moving object, okay, and the force can change the direction of the moving object. These are some of the effects of forces which we have discussed today in this video. And the last effect is that a force can change the shape and size of the object, which we are going to discuss in the next video. Okay, so that's all for today. Thank you and have a nice day.